Well, hello, 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 hello. Thank you for coming in. This is Happy Valley Hobbies, and these are hobbies that make me happy. Uh, Looks like Jason from the Trains Freak got the cookie tonight with Wigwag Workshop. Steven, I believe it is uh, the second runner-up, I guess. Uh, and One of the things is that the new computer is still getting some uh, tweaks done and all that. I would have to say I think I need just one more book for the computer because you can just barely see the bottom of things. So, but eventually things will get sorted out. I actually probably have to add maybe some weights to the bottom here, and the lights are actually bright enough now that it shows that I have no hair on my head, which I do. It's just that it's thin as my father's is or was. But yes, cookies. And there's part of the English contingent. How you doing, Andy? Actually, I'm blanking out exactly where Wigwag is from. I don't think Australia. I could be completely wrong. But yeah, tonight, been feeling depressed this week because, well, I keep on getting rejection notices. For employment. Actually wound up. I try not to grumble, but it's my I think it's a combination of things. One that I wound up moving to Vermont just as the pandemic was hitting, so I haven't really made a lot of friends in the time being. Let's put that to live. But all you can do is just keep on swinging. And I would have to say, at least in the beginning, I was getting hello, Darren, Daryl. I know a Darren, so that's why it wound up slipping and all that. But yeah, I just gotta keep on keeping on, and hopefully I get something that's, well, one in my field and pays decent. But it's starting to look like I just the job market is not that high here. Well, hello there, Dwight. Thanks for coming in. It's. I would have to say it's. I like Vermont. Finally ran out of ME rail for building turnouts. Oh no. What size rail are you using, Jason? I mean, I myself, I'm using code 55, which I started out with oh, hello there, John. Thank you for coming in. I initially was doing microengineering code 55, and then happened to realize that, wait a minute, that's N scale. So, is Vermont in Canada? No, it is not. It is has a border with Canada. It's actually, if not sure how well you know your geography, but it's basically part of New England. It is east of New Hampshire, north of Massachusetts, and no, wait a second. It's east of New York, west of New Hampshire, and north of Massachusetts. Well, hello there, Valleys. Thank you for coming in. I understand the reason why it you might think that it's Canada, because, well, Vermont is the name itself. Vermont is French for Green Mountains. It's missing a T, and why they forgot the T, I don't know. Maybe it was just to make it different, but so technically I think they wanted to go Vertmont, but whoever wrote it down forgot the T when they made a decision. And there's, well, right now it's not green because all the leaves fell, but the mountains are still there. Actually, I think I'm less than 9 minutes away, because my last real job was only 9 minutes away, and this was before this, and it's Mount Equinox, which is the largest mountain of the Adirondacks. The Adirondacks or Taconic? I forgot which, but it's not the biggest mountain in Vermont. That's in the it's one of those things. Of I actually did go to a job interview, which I thought went very well and all that, and then commute is 9 feet. That's a short commute. I want to say my shortest commute was, I want to say less than 50 yards. I mean, I still actually had to leave my apartment to go there, but that's so far has been my shortest commute. Then, but I thought the interview went well, but eventually got a rejection notice that said, "Oh no, we're going to go with a different. We're not pursuing you any further. We're not going to pursue you any further." So, Valleys, thank you for coming in. Didn't see you sneak in there. Oh, sorry, but there was basically it's not a new company, but it's a new store for the company, and I thought it went pretty well, but they sent an email got sent to me saying that no, we're going to be going for somebody else. So I turned around and I replied back, and then I don't know when it was. It wasn't immediate, but it was pretty close to being immediate. But I looked away from my email for a bit, so went to my computer. I'm not quite sure if I can handle a commute that small. Because because of the pandemic, and also my current my current prediction, not prediction, per condition, It's been almost a half a year of being unemployed, looking for work, and every week, mostly getting no response at all. Um, I was getting interviews for I want to say for the first quarter, almost every single week. So I'm like, all right, I got this and all that. And then all of a sudden, interviews stopped. Um, my thought process is that everything is way too automated. Uh, because there's a lot of times, when I'm looking for work, there's local jobs, and then you find out, when you're reading the description and all that, it's an on-site location in California. It's like, that's not a local job. Stop. It's like, it's one of those things of, I know you want to spread out your net as much as possible, but the thing is that I have everything set up saying that I'm looking for a local job that's less than 25 miles away, and I keep on getting jobs that are out out of I also prefer in Vermont, but the thing is that the New York border is less than 25 miles away, so I do get jobs from there. I'm like, eh. But the thing is that at least in the Northeast. I mean, stop suggesting jobs that are in California, Nebraska, Florida, Georgia, and it's like, I want something I want something within 24 miles where I'm living. Well, I would have to say, Daryl, is that every state has its advantages and disadvantages. Yeah, it's on the other side of the country, and their gas prices are just too nuts. I mean, it's like, it's odd. It's the state that has the most GDP, and from what I understand, if it broke off to its own country, it'll still be third richest in the world. Yet everything's so expensive. It's like, you'd think it'd be. I have no clue about economics, but I would assume it'd be the opposite direction. It seems that it's like, oh, they're raking all this money in. You would think, or I would think, is that yeah, I would assume that there, Daryl. One of the things that got me years ago that really annoyed me is when they were talking about, when gas prices were just starting to hit over $2 a gallon. And I forgot which news thing I heard this from. It says, well, the next psychological hurdle is going to be $3. It's like, you're already predicting $3, $3 a gallon. I mean, I vaguely remember. I wasn't old enough to drive at the point, but I do remember when you had to pay twice as much as what was on the gas pump, because the gas pump only went up to $9.99. Well, one of the things I think with California, because of I think it was Los Angeles or something like that, where it's like there's photos of just, there's so much smog. It's like a permanent fog bank there, and so they wanted to make it so they weren't killing their own people. But I don't know. I don't, Andy. I don't think you're going to see a viable alternative, because because this is a capitalistic country, and making profit is more important than people. Um, and it's proven again and again that, well, I wouldn't say just capitalism. It's basically whoever's in charge. It could be capitalist, Marxist. It's like insert whoever's in charge. They don't really care about the people on the bottom. It's like they're the ones that are living. They're on top, and they're going to do everything they can to stay on top, no matter how much. I think that's how catalytic converters became a thing. But you look at whatever country it is, and the people on the bottom are going to get screwed. It doesn't matter, under communism, under capitalism, under socialism. The ones on the bottom are usually and the ones that are in control, they that's why they're trying to automate everything. 60 years. Well, congratulations and happy birthday. But this is not I'm not very good at politics. I hate politics. Especially since when I was younger, I had an opportunity to, peek behind the curtain, basically, and all that. And most of the politicians, especially the ones that are older and have been in the thing, been doing the politician thing for a long time, especially the higher up ones. The ones on the local level, maybe. When I was first able to vote, I was in a very small township, and you had the same person that was on all of the parties. There was a party, this person was in there. He's the supervisor for the thing. Hello, Jerry. I think we all wish it was a smaller number. I'm at an age now where I'm thinking that I'm discriminated because of my age. Because I'm sort of refusing to do things minimum wage. I mean, I live by myself, but at the same time, I no longer have, my parents weren't rich and all that, but they did help out a lot. And lost dad in 99 and lost mom literally just before the election of the next president was. And both they're 25 years older than everyone else you work with. Yeah, I was just talking, or just saw a video of, it's a website, or it's a channel called Life After Layoff. And he's a former headhunter, recruiter, and all that, and he's taken his things of looking into how to get seen and all that. Do your best to. I honestly don't know. The thing is, I've gotten to the. I've gotten to, one of the suggestions that this guy has is, you're not lying about your age. You're just not putting dates on everything. Um, so it's like, oh, you went to this college, but it doesn't say when you went to college. So, even though it was 20 years ago, it's like, yes, I went there. But unfortunately, it's getting hard to do that because you put in your you put in your resume, and then it starts asking, oh, you know, when did you do the job? Uh, how long you were there? What are your dates there? And then if you put in education for college and all that, oh, what are your dates for that? And of course, it doesn't help out that the college I went to, which was ITT Tech, has been out of business for about 10 years. So, even though even though you're not saying, where you are, there's still that, they can figure out going like, oh, ITT Tech, well, that's that's been closed for a while. Going to Las Vegas on my 21st birthday next year. I don't know, Daryl. You look much older than you look. You don't look a day younger than 30. So, yeah, I'm not 60 yet, but getting there. Well, yeah, I think a bunch of us hasn't really. Well, I don't want to say. You're welcome, Daryl. But I think a lot of people in chat are in different. I want to say a variety of. Yeah, for a variety of ages. Now I know when I was helping out New Tracks Modeling with Jim Kello, most of the ones on that channel, I think I was one of the youngest ones there. It looked like pretty much everybody that's on that channel has retired or close to being retired. Don't know, Jason. Definitely one still in the probably the small group that's still in the cradle. But nah, it's like I've been feeling down lately because of looking for work. 38. All right, so it's but with yeah, there was actually a song that wound up cheering me up a little bit. Not sure how many people here remember Bobby McFerrin and his one-hit wonder, "Don't Worry, Be Happy." That got on there, and I started, it got me out of slightly got me out of the funk, basically. And you got yes, don't worry, be happy. and that's what I'm trying to do is being happy. But when you're doing when you think you're doing all the things, and it feels like you're hitting a fly hitting a window. Fly's doing its best because the fly is being a fly. It doesn't, unfortunately, it doesn't understand the concept of class. Uh, but yeah, it's. I see this. One of the good slash bad things that moving to Vermont is that it was the state with the lowest COVID cases, uh, but at the same time, uh, so quality control for car auctions. That sounds interesting. Uh, I actually I want to say. Well, when it comes to glues, it depends on the situation. A lot there is. I don't think there's a glue there that does everything perfectly. Um, it's sort of like, we'll take car tires. It's like, there's some that are designed for racing. There are some designed for off road. Some are designed for snow. And that's how glue is. Uh, some glue is good for some things, and then some things are, some are good for wood, some are good for foam, uh, some actually might be bad in some cases. Like I know there's some glue out there that eats away at foam when you put it on there. So, or you got ones that are a little bit too powerful, and they take whatever plastic you have and just. Uh, so it's one of those things of. I mean, I'm using I use super glue for the track, but I believe I used either white. I think I used white glue to put the cork down onto the wood. That was like completely something different. Then there's different types of super glue. There's gap filling, and then there's fast set, and then there's slow set, and those are the ones I could think of off the top of my head. But oh, hello, John Benaki. Thank you for coming in. Well, let me switch over cameras. So we can get a good look on this. Well, I got sort of an unboxing because of the soldering iron I got. I'm not able to replace the tip on, so it works fine, but the tip is shot on it, so I had to get a new one. One thing I liked about this one is that at first it was sort of like but now this also has a light in it, so it's the way I have it set up. It's nice to know that if I have it on or not. With the new one, it has no light, so hopefully I don't leave it on. It's unplugged. yeah, I thought this was a replaceable tip, but apparently it is not. It's sort of kind of sad. For the new one. Oops, oh, there's a cute little adorable stand for it. But I'm planning on using my old stand that I've had for decades. This over here. And plug it in. All right, now I'm going to get back to this. I'll be right back. I gotta throw some water on this. I don't. Oh, let's see. I do have water here. All right. Okay. This aside. Now, which one am I aiming for? This is narrow gauge, narrow gauge, narrow gauge, narrow gauge. Okay, so let's see. Let's go down all the way down here. So this is narrow gauge. So keep on this all the way up here. It's not narrow gauge. Okay, so yeah, switch this out. Making sure it's correct. All right. That's, I think, one of the disadvantages I did here with this specific one, because of having let's get that in there. By having both these red, it's a little hard to figure out which one is which. So Let's explain long enough. Yeah, it's one of those things of you gotta keep track of, you know, of you know, the hotness of stuff. Now, my plan tonight is, I'm not sure how well it's going to pan out, is to actually have everything soldered and possibly tested. Tested might be a little over ambitious. Now we're getting smoke out of this. The smell of a fresh soldering iron. Let's start putting solder on the tip. There we go. Sorry for the smoke getting into the camera. But I would have to say soldering is, it's a little bit of an art form. I almost want to say similar to painting. You know, anyone's doing fine art painting, this would be very similar to, you know, soldering is very similar to that. You gotta do things in a specific order. One thing you see about doing is trying to make a good mechanical connection. Yeah, there's good mechanical connections, and then there's overkill, depending on the situation. There are, if you want a good, strong wire-to-wire connection, the best ones I've seen, that's a little bit way too floppy. Why is this floppy? All right, stat. Yeah, if you want to see a very good, there's two splices that are they're actually very close to each other. But if you see, there's the Western Bell splice, and then there's also the NASA splice, which they. I would have to say they could probably get away with not having solder on them, but they add solder on them because of well, to make it more reliable. Okay, now let's do the broad gauge. The broad gauge has all the connections. So these are broad gauge. Technically, this is broad gauge also, but this is for the frog. I'm not gonna. I'm putting it on there, but I'm not connecting it. Mainly because if I don't need it, it's one less thing to fail. Yeah. Now, Daryl, is that basically what I'm doing, or this camera's not really set up? All right, we got these for this side. And we got, let's see, that's that way. That's why we don't have that one, because that's connected over here. All right, this one over here. We've got to reconnect that with the purple one over here. And after I get everything done, I gotta figure out a good way to cover all the soldering joints. Now, one thing about soldering that you try to do is actually warm up the metal that you're soldering, which unfortunately at times can turn around and make the plastic go away, or the insulation. But well, it's also sort of like, and if anyone welds, I guess it's very similar to that. I've only welded a couple of times in my life, but I know enough to be I can put two pieces of metal together. Might not be the nicest looking joint. Okay. So we got this set up. So I only got the right one. All right, now this one, straighten this out. All right, let's go there. That's for that one. So we'll put those together. It's a nice mechanical joint there. And then on this end, a little more. All right, 10 more minutes. So where you could use 3 hands. Again, going underneath to warm up the copper. There we go. But as you can see that, where the insulation got too hot. Put this over here. All right. Well, it looks like we're going to have to. I think I'm out. Yeah, I am out of camera range. So let's switch cameras. There we go. And this might be a little bit harder to see, a little bit too far away. Unless, a second, I grab the camera and bring it closer to what I'm doing. It's entangled. All right, I think I'm closer now. Yeah. Let's see. Let's go this direction. This right here is also broad gauge, but it's only here, and it's like, hey, it's close enough that I could probably just wrap it around the tie there. So let me remove all this insulation. There we go. Wrap it around this. Yeah, around this. Make like a little hook. Go from there. Because I don't want it extremely tight. But tight enough. Okay, wrap it around. This stuff loose. I have a little bit more. Which is a lot more stuff here. Might be a little bit harder to solder with a good connection. And then I think this is the last connection for everything, or is it? I think this is standard. No, I see. That's standard. Ah, I do have one more connection. All right, let's wrap this around. It looks like I might actually have this thing all soldered up. Not tested, but at least a lot all soldered up. I need 2 more pieces. But let's get this piece out of the way first. Now, the question I have is who's for on tracks, Sidetracks Sunday tonight? Yeah. You know, last month they switched things around. Okay, that's done. Now, one last piece. Do I have enough? All right, this one's too short. So it looks like I might have to grab another long one. Let's see, did I pull on that down? Let's not go with that one. Let's go with black and blue. I think it's Missy tonight. All right, Daryl, thank you for coming in. Sorry I didn't see you when you put it out there. Yeah, the heat shrink would have been the smartest thing, but I did not buy anything. Basically, right now I'm just trying to get away with. Please, right. Talking about just not being. What was it? Yeah, just not long enough. Need at least another inch. But oh well. So actually, since I have to do that, gotta make at least another wire to where it would go to the power pack. Actually, I'm gonna need 2, but yeah, I'm gonna need at least 2. So I guess I might not get it done in time. I'm forgetting the pesky small pesky wires for adding for the power pack. Ow. I'll just wrap my knuckles against the wrap that around there. Oh. Shoot this little end off. And this one around. And I'm gonna keep on going until all the connections are in. Come over here, figure out how one want to do this. You want to do it this way because keep it apart from other connections. Another thing is that copper has a tendency also to work harden, which means it gets harder. It gets harder the more you bend it and all that. Because it's a soft metal until you start moving around, and then it becomes hard. And then you have to turn around and then anneal it. All right, that's one last one. Now, who's on Sidetrack Sunday this week? I want to say Nissy. All right, I believe I am. Take that off. Clean this off. Use this little paste flux to clean the tip off. And I am done for this evening. I want to say sorry for the rainbow bell. Thank you, Andy. All right, now switch over cameras. My old computer, it was the top camera. On this computer, for some reason, it's on the bottom. Why? I don't know. But yeah, it looks like I timed that pretty well. I think I actually had to change the. Let's see. As you can see, I got a little clock there, which is actually looks like about a good 10 minutes ahead. And also hadn't changed for daylight saving time either, so I'll have to change that. So, well, I guess I'll see everyone over at the Rainbow Bell's place or channel. It's I am struggling to keep a positive attitude, but every now and then it's something happens and it breaks me out of it. But yeah, see you there, Andy, and I guess I'll see everyone there. So I believe the world needs more love. So find your passion, add some silliness to it, and spread it around the world. Bye, everyone.